And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the next series here, to the group stage here of the Rex April Madness Group C. We just wrapped up with the winners match, and congratulations, Bunny. Bunny, he's the first player to make it out of Group C in first place, and now we're here to determine who is the first player eliminated from the group. If you're a fan of Zaun, Zaun is still in the tournament. He's still in the tournament. He's still in the decider match, waiting for the winner of this very series. As spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Killer's Mile, we have the South Korean Zerg player, the Red Zerg. It is Dark. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the blue Terran player representing Team Liquid. It is Cure. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are now open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we settle into our next best of 5. Now, coming into this, it's going to be an interesting one here. Dark, if he was in form, I would favor Dark 100%. But the reality is that Dark, he has been playing less and less StarCraft. Again, Dark, he is poised and scheduled to go to the military soon, within the month of April. So military is on the horizon. Because that Dark, he has been playing in less tournaments, has been less active, and has been a little bit more rough around the edges as a result. Now, I'm not saying that he can't win this series. He can 100%, but that is going to be a factor coming into this. It does mean that Curie is going to pose a greater threat to Dark than otherwise would be the case, and we'll see if Dark can recover. Again, Dark, he did go down to Bunny 2-0 earlier, and we'll see if we can tighten things up and prepare what Cure has to offer. Now, as a reminder, Bunny was hyper aggressive. Game 1, Bunny did go for a Hellbat push. He went for Concussive Shell, Hellbat push, and just broke Dark early on. Game 2, Bunny went for an 8 racks, 3 base all in, which also broke Dark. So just hyper aggression out of Bunny in both Game 1 and Game 2. We'll see how Cure does change his approach, though. How does he approach the Zerg that is Dark? Ooh, as the drone as the drone does go down, delay on the initial hatchery here. Dark having a rough start already, losing 1 drone early on. That should not have happened. Alas, Cure, he does poke in. Pulls away. Dark, he does at least still take his expansion, that is true, but just a bit of a shakier start here from Dark. Meanwhile, 3 TC is on the way here for Cure, so he's going 3 ECC into Banshee. Economic build, economic opener out of Cure, at least for the time being. Now, Cure, he is known for his 7-minute timings. His 7-minute pushes can be very devastating and very brutal. So that's kind of the next big thing we're looking for. That is the next big step. Until then, we do see Dark getting ready for his own scouts. Dark is sort of unpredictable. Kind of. I mean, I think a lot of Dark's play, I would say that his openers are a little bit more unpredictable, just because he's willing to go pool first. He's willing to open up pool first and mix in hatch blocks and go for earlier aggression. That is true. But he's very fond of roaches. Like, he's very fond of roach play. Ooh, early there. Uh-oh. Speaking of unpredictability, what does this feel like? So this is a sub 4-minute lair here from Dark. Now, this could be a couple different things. This could be a Link Queen Nidus all in. Speaking of Overlords, yep, they're getting position. It does feel like Link Queen Nidus all in here. We'll see if we take another gas geyser. The other option here is to take more gases and go into 2-base Muta. But Dark is very fond of Nidus play here in this matchup, so we'll see if that's the case. As Link Speed is committing. Queens are amassing as well. We have that Overlord on the right-hand side. Yeah, no extra gases. No extra gases here. And because Dark is known for this, Cure, he's somewhat on patrol. Does he get eyes on what's to come? Assuming that it is going to be Nidus play, as more Links are amassing. More Links are amassing. We have the gas for it. Yep, there it is, Link Queen Nidus. So again, Dark, he's known for Link Queen Nidus play, and Cure, he is on patrol. Again, he has a Marine in position. So far, so good. But we'll see if he's able to confirm the Nidus itself and react to it. As your Lord dips in, and again, the Marine is waiting for it. Yeah. So Curie responds. Now Dark, he's moving in with his Link, so he doesn't have to go for the Nidus into the main. He can go for the Nidus outside of the third base. But the Ling is going to get caught out. Does get burned. Now, something that Dark likes to do, if there is an army in the main base, Dark, he's very fond of going for the Nidus at the third, and then distracting the army, forcing it to respond to the third base, and then going for a second Nidus into the main. But so far, Curie's all over this. Dark, he gets supply blocked, 5 overlords on the way. Brutal supply block for Dark. And now he's droning. Yeah, because of the supply block and because of the denied Nidus worms, he's droning, he's taking his gases. These are late drones, late gases, late Evo chambers out of... So Dark, he's accepted that he can no longer go for the all-in. He tried to, but he couldn't. Doesn't even try it in the end, just as, again, Curie, he's all over this. So these are late reactions, late responses, and late droning. Meanwhile, Banshees, they get into the main. Spores are not ready for this. 6, 7 drones going down. Rough setup here for Dark. Very rough. And Dark, he has a lot of catching up to do. Now, it is possible. It is possible to catch up in this kind of game state. We have an infestation bit on the way. With this, we can go into early infestors. Maybe try to get to Swarm Host. But I feel like infestors might have to be a must just because of how shaky the game state is. Just because it's so vulnerable to the 7-minute push. If you remember, earlier I was speaking about how, it was like a couple of minutes ago, we spoke about how Curie, he's known for his 7-minute timings, and we're getting there. We're getting up to that point, and I'll be honest, I don't know if Dark can survive that. Just because of how shaky this build has been. Just because of how shaky this game has been for Dark. Now, how many queens does he have? He's up to 10. 10 queens. Now, the reason the queen count is so high is because these queens are meant to be a crossover. There it is, Nidus into the main. And Cure, he does spot this. He's aware, he responds, he reacts, he races back home. This will delay Cure's push. Cure, he was about to go for his move out, he was about to go for his timing, and now he's forced back home. He's forced back home. You can see Dark, he doesn't even unload. Again, this is all just buying time. It's all just buying time and allowing Dark to get into his upgrades. And now the reality is that because Dark is so far behind, he needs even more time. Like Bathing Speed is only halfway done. 1-1 upgrades also halfway done as well. Cure, he's still pushing. And we'll see how well Dark can defend here, as he still needs a little bit more time for those upgrades. Creep is being denied. Creep is denied. That is a decent chunk of Ling Pain. Bathing Speed finishing up in 10 seconds. Going for a Ling Runby at the same time. Let's go. Going for the Runby, but alas, Cure, he is in position. Okay, he shuts us down. And Dark, he can't afford to lose this expansion. He has to save it. He has to try it. Base taking a lot of hits. That's going to go down. It's going to go down. Base falls. Dark, he's down to 3 bases. Long distance match from bottom right. That's ambitious. Taking into Hive, taking into Lurkers. Curie's still in the driver's seat. He still has momentum. He's still looking very comfortable. Dark, he rotates. Rotates over. Now, as Dark gets ready for a Ling Runby, Cure, his reinforcements move out. So this time, he's not ready for this. He's not ready back at home. This Runby has potential. Bailing's going to be rolling in. Bailings, they do get into the mineral line. Wesley's going to be going down. Again, late reaction here by Cure. 10 SCV kills, nicely done. But Cure is maxed. Cure, he is maxed out. Oh, God. Dark's not too far behind. Lurkers are morphing in. Dark going for another Ling Runby. Once again, Cure is not in position. These SCVs are going to go down. And Cure is going to be forced into an all-in. And alas, there's still a lot of creep to work with. A lot of creep to work through. SCV is going to be going down. Lurkers, they have arrived. Scan's going to be crucial. And Dark, he has a chance here to win this fight. There's a scan. Bailey's, they roll in. They break through the tanks. The Marines, they stim on forward. Oh my god, brutal shots here on top of the Marines, but he gets on top of the Lurkers. Lurkers are going down. Still very close, but Lurkers do fall. The Queens as well. There's 3 Lurkers left. Down to 2, down to 1. Yeah, 1 Lurker waiting. GG gets called. Cure, he breaks through that defensive line, and Cure takes game number 1. Whew, GG. GG, well played. Dark, he did everything right after the failed Nidus. I do think that I don't see a world where that could have looked any better. I'm referring to the Ling run by, the Bailing run by, the counterattacks, the rush into Lurkers. It does go to show how far behind Dark was, because he was very far behind after the opener. But it was impressive. It was impressive that he was able to get those SCV kills, that he was able to even make the Lurkers in time. He was able to delay the push. Again, Dark doing everything he could to buy time there. It still wasn't enough. It's still, you know, Curious still was too far ahead, but impressive nonetheless. GG. GG, well played. With that, that leads us into game number 2, and we'll see what our players go for this time. Now, I don't expect to see Lin Queen Nidus again. That's usually something that Dark does once in a series. That's not something that he really relies upon. So we saw it in game 1. Most likely won't see it again until maybe game 4 or game 5. I don't expect it to see it in like game 2 or game 3. So we'll see. We'll see what it goes for, as up next we're loading into Ultra Love. Let's go. Upgrades win. It was upgrades, it was supply, it was momentum. Again, just as a heads up, Dark was very far behind after the opener. He was behind in economy, behind in production. Remember, he was losing bases. His bases were delayed as well. Behind in upgrades, behind in almost every aspect, as we were trying to emphasize. But here we go, we're getting into game number 2, and spawning in the top right hand corner of Ultra Love, we have the red Zerg player, himself, down in the series, looking to bounce back and make a series out of this. It is Dark. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the blue Terran player, the blue Terran from South Korea, leading the series 1-0 for Team Liquid. It is Cure. Lurker, Mass Overseer with Changeling body blocking. That's Rogue. You're talking about Rogue. That's not Dark. That's Rogue, but sure. Different Korean Zerg player. As for now, hatch gas pool. Standard opener out of Dark. No early pool timing, no early gas timing. Ooh, meanwhile, Cure, he does open up not just 2 Racks Reaper, 3 Racks Reaper. Okay, hyper aggression here by Cure. Now, if Dark had gone for a gasless opener, then Dark would be in trouble. Now, thankfully, it's Ultra Love, so he does go for a standard opener instead, and we'll see what Cure can achieve. Now, Dark, he will have the tools to defend. Basically, this build from Cure is designed to delay the third base, to get some worker damage, and to disrupt the initial opener here of Dark. And we'll see what he can get done. From the side of Dark, it's on Dark to minimize losses, to maintain his queens, get into Link speed, and to punish these Reapers eventually and survive until Link speed kicks in. As the Overlord does confirm the initial 2 Racks Reaper, and the Overlord is trying to get eyes on the natural CC. Not yet. Yeah, no Commencer, that is a bit of a tell. Darky goes further in, and Darky will confirm the 3rd Rack. So he's fully aware of how committed this is, and Darky shouldn't try to expand. Not yet. As Curie does dip in, doesn't quite get a drone yet. Just dancing with the army, dancing with the Lings, forcing out more Lings as well, doesn't quite get a drone. So far, solid defense here from Dark. As you mentioned, Cure, he is containing Dark successfully. As a reminder, this is not an all-in. 3 Racks Reaper is aggressive, that is true, but it does lead into a more macro setup. Natural base is on the way. This can lead into an early 3rd CC as well, before factory. So far, no one has lost anything. Reapers, they poke in. Link speed is almost done. And when Link speed kicks in, the Cure, he should be getting out of here. He should be leaving momentarily, as he doesn't want to get surrounded. Yeah, speaking of, CranKy backs off, Link speed kicks in, and CranKy has to race back home. Does he make it back? Links are on the way, and the Reapers, oh no! Oh my god, they get caught out. It's gonna be close. They barely don't make it. They were so close. They were so close to making it back so far. Nice kiting. They make use of the high ground. Dark setting up the surround. And CranKy starts us back, getting into the mineral line. And nice body blocking. Again, this is the best position possible, and it looks like CranKy will come out on top. He takes down all the Lings. He does claim the fight. Very impressive here from CranKy. He shuts down the Lings, and Dark is now in a bit of a rougher position. Now, what's important here about these Reapers, one, they're still active. They're going to force out more Lings. They're forcing out more Lings. They're forcing a stronger response out of Dark. He's going for the expansion, and can he force a cancel? He can. Massive pick off the third base is denied. Dark, he's stuck on 2 bases. Behind this cure, he's getting to his own 3-1-1 setup. Stim +1. Factory's on the way. He's saturating his own natural bunker just in case there's a Baleen bust. Cure looking solid. Is looking solid. Dark is trying to keep up. Reapers move in. Getting a queen. Oh, thankfully, does survive. Dark is holding on. Secure is rotating, trying to gain more value. Now, Reapers, they can be quite impactful when it comes to these main bio pushes as well with their KDA charges. But for now, CranKy is more concerned with scouting and keeping tabs on Dark. Has CranKy lost a Reaper? He has lost nothing. Jesus Christ. He has lost nothing this game. 25 Lings, a drone, denied expansions, Overlord. And CranKy hasn't lost a single unit yet. And here comes that sim timing. Oh boy. So the problem here, this might just end the game. And the reason for this, how many queens do we have? 6. So only 6 queens, that's a very low queen count. Likewise, mass Link to defend, no Balings. Baleen is still on the way. This army can be very efficient. As here we go, CranKy's pushing forward. Lings, they attempt to surround. Yeah, they go for the dive. Nice auto stepping. Does stutter step, does get a nice surround, and with that Dark, he should clean this. Oh god, the stutter stepping is brutal. Oh god. He avoids the surround. All the Lings go down. The queens, they can't transfuse, but the bio army is just a little bit too low HP. The queens, they hold their own, but that was still a very efficient fight here from CranKy, as he was able to clean up every single Ling. 26 Lings on the way. Here come the medevacs. Now this army can actually stim more freely, and Dark is hurting. Dark, he's hurting. He's in a lot of trouble here. Again, he's down when it comes to the economy. His expansions are late. He bled out a lot of Lings, and now he barely has a standing army. And another stim. Going for the queens. Clutch transfuse. Lings, they do engage once again. Nice stutter stepping. The Lings are all going to go down. The queens thereafter, and CranKy, he has done it. He has broken the third base. He has broken Dark, as every queen will fall. And GG gets called. It's just too much to handle. CranKy, he will take a 2-0 lead. Whew, GG. He will take lead again. He just had a very strong start. The initial 3x Reaper was very effective. As a reminder, it was a macro build, and the goal is to contain the Zerg player, and he did contain Dark on 2 bases. He delayed the third quite heavily. Dark, he eventually broke out with Link speed, but if you remember, he lost all the Lings. He did not kill a single Reaper. CranKy, he was aware of the timing, so he was able to race back in time. He was able to avoid the Lings and shut them down. Completely. That led into the stim timing, and then as a reminder, Dark, he had no Balings ready for that. The Baleen nest was still halfway done by the time the rings got across the map, and yeah, the stutter stepping was brutal there. GG, well played. And now the pressure is on. The pressure is on Dark. He is a 1 game away from being eliminated from the tournament. Coming into this CranKy, he was favored, but I still was hoping for a back and forth. I was hoping for a game 4. I was hoping for a game 5, hoping for an extended series. We'll see if Dark can make a series out of this. Let's go. As we are loading into, this time, a much larger map. Gonna be loading into Starchild. As spawning in the top right hand corner here of Starchild, we have our South Korean Zerg player, the Red Zerg, down in the series. We'll see if he can bounce back and make a series out of this. The pressure is on. It is Dark. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the South Korean Terran player, the Blue Terran, representing Team Liquid. It is Cure. Now, coming into Starchild, I will say that this is best case scenario for Dark. Now, when it comes to... oh, never mind. I mean, this makes sense. So, getting into this map, it makes a lot of sense here. This is Proxy 3X here, 3X Mass Marine, Bunker Rush by Cure. Now, the reason why I said that this is best case scenario for Dark is that Terran players are usually favored on smaller maps. The reason why they favor on smaller maps, like the two maps we just saw, like Ultra Love, as well as Killer's Mile, Whispers of Gold, Ley Lines, because on these smaller maps, the rush distance by ground is shorter, and these timings that Terrans have hit even harder than usual, and they punish Zerg players even harder as well. They hit so hard, they hit so fast. On larger maps, like King's Cove, like Amygdala, like Neo-Violet Square, like Starchild, which is this map, with these larger macro maps, the rush distance by ground is longer, so the Zerg player has more breathing room, has more room for error, and likewise has more time to build up an army and to defend. The map here is going to be helping the Zerg player when it comes to aggression, which is why a proxy makes sense. Proxy 3X Marine makes sense here. Cure, he doesn't want to go into a longer game against Dark. He doesn't want to play against a Dark that's comfortable, that can get into a 3 and 4 base economy, so he's here to end the game. He's here to end the game. Now Dark, he does scout. He does confirm the boys are being pulled. And we'll see if Dark can deny the bunker. As the bunker's on the way, Dark, yeah, he does pull all the boys. He should deny this. Yeah, the bunker gets surrounded. There's a cancel. Strong start here for Dark. Backup bunker on the way. For now being denied. Now the bunker is denied. Oh my god, drone drilling past. Does mineral walk, does try to get the surround, but oh no, he's being punished. Oh god, no, this is not a good start here. 4 drones going down. Dark, he now has a worse economy than his opponent. Bunker's on the way. And Dark, he thought this was a 2-Rax. Yeah, he thought it was a 2-Rax. Against a 3-Rax, you don't want to pull the boys like that because there are extra Marines. As you saw, there are extra Marines more than normal. So a bit of a misread there from Dark. Boys being pulled once again. Oh god, and he will lose 5 more drones. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, this is getting out of hand. This is getting out of hand at this point. Too many worker losses. Queens are low. Marines, they do threaten a dive. So wait for an opening. There's the first range use. Oh, there's a second. Lings, yep, they fall one after the other. There's just no momentum here for Dark. He will lose every single Ling. And then the Queens. Yeah, the Queens are falling. Cure's done it. Cure, he's done it. GG gets called. He breaks Dark, and Cure, he will take the 3-0 and will advance on to the decider match. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Unfortunate misread there from Dark. He did pull all the boys to commit to try to break through. Again, there are 2 different builds when it comes to proxies. There's 2Rax Marine Bunker Rush, and there's 3Rax Marine Bunker Rush. One is more committed than the other, and against 3Raxes, it is really risky and really difficult to pull all the boys like that to force back the army because there are more Marines than normal. So it did seem like Dark kind of got baited out into that. He wasn't expecting that many Marines, and if you lose too many drones early on, that's game. That's game then and there, because suddenly you don't have that economic lead that you should have defensively. So just a really rough start there for Dark. He bled out 5 drones in the first drone pool, which is insane. It's just far too much, and GG. GG, well played from there. They lose too many workers, and from there, Cure will take it. Will take the series, and with that, we're now getting ready for our next matchup. We're getting ready here for the final series of the night. Here we go. I'm a little bit sad though. Like, I would have loved to have seen some mid game. We didn't get any mid game between Dark and Cure, as Cure was hyper aggressive and really successful in each game. As a reminder, game 1 was Dark going for a failed Link Queen Nidus all in, and Dark fell behind because of that. Game 2 was Cure going for a 3x Reaper and being very successful with his 3x Reaper and taking a lead early on from there, snowballing out of control. And here, final game, Proxy. So really fast games, really early leads there for Cure, and Dark just was playing from behind for the most part. Starchild, this final map would have been the map for Dark to actually get comfortable and drone up and saturate and get into 3 and 4 bases, but yeah, that's why Cure proxied. That's why he proxied, and GG. GG well played. With that, we're now getting ready for that final series. We have 1 slot left. 1 slot left. And it is going to be a rematch. Bam. As we're getting ready for a best of 5 between Xeon and Cure. Let's go. We're getting ready for that best of 5. Oh, beautiful. As we have the final series remaining, vetoes are underway, so we're going to be going on a short break. And when we come back, we will have that final series of the night, the decider match. See you soon. See you soon, Pappy. See you soon.